The last book I read in this series was truly one of the worst things I have ever read in my life. Dearest friends and enemies, hello and welcome to the start of a new vlog featuring these books. I've been excited about doing this little reading experiment for quite some time, and now it is finally happening. An experiment where I alternate reading dark and fluffy romance books. The holiday season changing is a perfect time for me to launch this video, and the exciting part is I am going to be attempting to do this in only 24 hours. Now, I do plan on DNFing books liberally. We have our beautiful stack. These are romance books that I've had on my shelves for quite some time, and I'm genuinely excited to get to. The first one, this one here, was a gift, so I really want to like it. It was a gift from my beloved Varpu. Actually, no, I believe this was sent to me by the publisher, so that makes me feel a little bit better because the last book I read in this series was truly one of the worst things I have ever read in my life. This book is another book in the series of You following Joe Goldberg and his antics. I was very uninterested in his little foray into Hollywood and trying to become a celebrity or whatever the hell was going on in that book. It just didn't impress me. I found it vapid, but this one might take the cake because he is going into the woods. He went the opposite direction from Hollywood. I just don't know why he really sat here and thought that he was gonna enjoy Los Angeles. Make that make sense. Here he gets a job at the local library and he becomes obsessed with this older woman named Mary Kay. I'm also excited about him being excited for a woman, being interested in a woman that is older than him. I think that might add an additional layer of depth to the story. And I like that it is returning to the bookstore roots. Switching over to something fluffy, I have Love in Color, which is mythical tales of love from all around the world by Black authors. Very excited about this. It's been on my TBR for a long time. We have Chef's Choice. The first book in the series was my friend Sarah's favorite book, and I'm really excited to see how I like it. I really enjoyed the first one. I interviewed this author and it was a good time. The first book was a pick for Non-Binary Book Club. I actually really love cooking romances. My mother was a chef and she was so phenomenal. Everything that she cooked was blessed, so food romances are kind of my home. I'm not a big romance reader. Y'all already know I have a better chance of enjoying a romance if it is dark, but a queer, fluffy food romance. Okay. We are following Luna O'Shea, who was unceremoniously fired from her frustrating office job. She's a proud trans woman, which we absolutely love living in New York City. And then we enter Jean-Pierre, a laissez-faire trans man and the heir to a huge culinary empire. That's enough. I know everything that I need to know. We also have Love in the Time of Serial Killers. This is by Alicia Thompson, and it features a woman who is absolutely obsessed with true crime, and she believes that her next door neighbor is a serial killer. We are following her after she loses her father and returns to his house in order to clean up affairs. But she ends up cleaning up in the love department because of course she starts falling for this potential serial killer. This one is going to be a reread for me. Most likely I'm going to just be picking one of these because I only have one more creepy romance on my TBR for this video. So this one, Love on the Brain, is another book by Ali Hazelwood. I really loved The Love Hypothesis, which shocked me and all of you. I loved that book, but this one is centering somebody who is a NASA, purple-haired NASA scientist we love. This one is a college romance. I believe this is young adult, so it's a college romance where there's a girl who has a podcast and then she gets dumped by her girlfriend because her girlfriend doesn't think they can survive long distance as she's going somewhere else for college. And then Fitz will do anything to win her girlfriend back, so she reunites with her childhood best friend, whom I'm assuming is this one over here. And they craft a fake relationship online in order to make Danny jealous. But of course they end up falling for each other and it becomes a who will she choose situation. And then we have Sunshine and Spice. This is a brown cooking romance, which I am very excited for. Naomi Kelly will do anything to make her brand consulting business a success. Dev knows everything that his mother wants, including her wish for him to get married like yesterday. After Gia hires a matchmaker, Dev vows to do whatever it takes to avoid ending up in a cold and loveless marriage. Naomi will pretend to date Dev in order to sabotage his mother's matchmaking efforts in exchange for lessons in Bengali culture. Flawless plan, right? This sounds like it has a lot of antics. I'm hoping that I end up getting to select this book for the video. And finally, we will be finishing strong with a creepy book. This is The Daughter of Dr. Moreau. Silvia Moreno Garcia is the author. I am very hit or miss with this author. The books that she's written that I love, and the books that she's written that I don't care for, I don't care for. So I'm hoping that this is another bop for me personally. I always want somebody to enjoy an author, even if I personally don't enjoy them. What the fuck? So we're following a young woman who's growing up on a remote and luxurious estate, and also following Montgomery Lawton, who is a melancholic overseer with a tragic past and a propensity for alcohol. Not an overseer. An outcast who assists Dr. Moreau with his experiments. Carlotta is
why can I not speak today?
And then it says the hybrids, the fruits of the doctor's labor destined to blindly obey their creator. Not a Frankenstein moment. Okay, so this book has to make it into the vlog. And Remain in the Shadows. A motley group of...
Not a motley group.
Of part human, part animal monstrosities.
I think I've read enough.
That's gonna be really interesting. This honestly sounds like my love life. I will be decorating for Halloween, walking my dogs, cleaning the house, so you'll get to see lots of slice of life things throughout this vlog, and I am going to be attempting to do this in only 24 hours.
He's good girl. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? The nookie. And who's freshly woked? You are.
Both of my girls. I accidentally forgot that I was reading Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling a while back, and I really was loving it. I was annotating the crap out of it, even though I just wanted to fly through it. It was just so good that I wanted to remember everything. And I have annotated this book to high hell. I don't know if you can see from here, but it was incredible. It's one of those soft, nerdy black boy romances. He's a D&D master. He really just like hides his nerdiness from everyone in his family because he doesn't want to be clowned. And then the girl, Delilah, is messy, goofy, and she kind of pretends to be too cool for school. She ends up singing for her friends' punk band as a favor, even though she'd prefer to hide at the merch table. And then he sees her while she's singing and just absolutely falls for her. So I remember this book quite vividly. Okay, so it looks like I got all the way to page 100, which is where we will be continuing from. One aspect of the book I'm really enjoying as of page 131 is that these two help each other come out of their shell. Reggie is kind of putting on this front as someone who is a little bit more confident than he is. And because of that, Delilah, who always sits in her body and holds herself back, has the courage to kind of step... Like, there's this guy that has a crush on her. He is in a band with her together, and he's very possessive of her, and she like doesn't know how to speak up about it. And so he kind of feels threatened when Delilah is talking to Reggie at an event, and he's like got his hand on her shoulder, and Delilah really wants to ask for Reggie's number, and she steps forward and like kind of shakes the guy's hand off and asks for his number right in front of the guy who has a crush on her. And she says something about how Reggie allows her to be more of herself, which I really like. They have this thing where they keep having encounters on holidays. And so right now it's April Fool's Day. I believe they met on Valentine's Day, and then they have an interaction, I think, on like Groundhog Day or something. And I just think that's like a really cool addition to the story, and how it's even says April Fool's Day on the top of this chapter. There was another thing I liked that I wanted to mention. Delilah says, I like Reggie. I don't mean like him, though it may be that too. I guess I should say I want to be like him. I want to be around him, just in case some of his confidence, his I am who I am attitude might rub off on me. Elise Bryant is so good at those little details. Very, very impressive. I love her so much. Their next meeting is on Free Comic Book Day. So cute. I read 100 pages and think that is a perfect place for a reading break. I did 2 rounds of ice baths at 45 seconds each.
Amazing.
I've gotten so good at ice bathing my face. I'm trying to do cold therapy in preparation for winter to help with my allergies, my anxiety, my cognitive situation, everything. And my face loves it. So did that, switched out laundry, brought some plants from the patio down to the porch since it's getting colder. I have 200 pages of Reggie and Delilah's Year Falling to finish. So I'm going to go back to doing that, but I did some other things around the house too, and I'm just really proud of how much I've gotten to accomplish today. I don't know if y'all can tell, but my skin always looks so good after ice bathing. Here is prep for dinner. This is tuna with soy sauce, marinade, and seasonings, and then I'm going to be sauteing with this garlic. Let's go finish up Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling. Stop trying to escape. Are you clean? Clean. You're clean? You are. While I'm eating and reading, I will be using my foot bath, but doing cold therapy. This water is ice cold. She's so fresh and so clean. This is the Epsom salt that I used in the bath. This book was amazing. 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I have no criticism. The third act breakup was phenomenal for a phenomenal reason. The accountability was phenomenal. You have kids confronting their parents about not accepting them. Reggie, you have a girl who wants to step into her own and needs to stand up to her racist white band. I love the slow burn. This is going to be for those of you who love a slow burn. I'm going to give this a spicy rating of 1 pepper, which is good because I do not need spicy books featuring children. I am going to give the romance itself 5 hearts. Amazing. As far as content of the book, writing, plot, technique, character work, I'm going to give all of that 5 stars as well. That being said,
I'm ready for something creepy.
my dark, dark heart towards the end of it was like, loving it still. Absolutely loving it. Not sick of it. It was not too cheesy. I love cheese, especially when it involves 2 nerdy black kids, right? By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but Delilah's in a punk band and just incredible. But that being said, my Darkometer has gone off. It's yearning. And so we are going to switch to the daughter of Dr. Moreau. So I feel like out of the books that I have picked for this vlog, this one is going to be the darkest. It's been on my TBR for a really long time, like a very long time. Ooh, look at this. The old school kind of detailing, marking this as a modern classic, loving it. But now it is time for me to edit some of this vlog and switch out my laundry. As you can see, my bed is bare. I'm washing my bedding right now, and I'm also gonna be vacuuming my bed and sanitizing it before I put my bedding on because I like having a clean bed, and people don't clean their actual bed enough. If you haven't cleaned your bed, sheets, everything in a minute, this is your message to do so. Especially if you have allergies. I have really severe allergies, so I have to clean my bedding even more frequently than most people. And my ice bath for my feet went so well. Inflammation is down. They feel incredible. Oh, I'm so happy. Look at that, page 105. It is late and I am tired. I'm loving Dr. Moreau also. It's pretty fucking fabulous. It's got those Frankenstein vibes. The writing is lush, but also pragmatic in a way. It is sardonic and sarcastic at times. It is beautiful and hopeful at other times. As far as the daughter of Dr. Moreau herself, I really like her. The hybrid human creature situation they have going on is deeply unsettling. The hybrids have to stay out of sight as they are experiments. The daughter of Dr. Moreau is a hybrid, but like you don't quite know what she is yet. She looks completely human. 3 years have passed since the start of the novel. I'm on part 2 already, and you're following her and Montgomery, who comes to the house to work for her father. He is a functioning alcoholic. His wife left him because he wasn't rich enough, and he still pines for her. And I really love a man who pines after a woman. I just love that. I love that vibe. I like that he comes to the house and really sees the daughter of Dr. Moreau as somebody who is a young woman but isn't sexualizing her. And 3 years into the story, it still isn't like that, but he's kind of like noticing her beauty. And I just really like that it wasn't creepy. They just have a friendship and she's doing her own thing. She loves assisting her father with the experiments. Speaking of the experiments,
That's where I was going with this.
so there's 2 experiments that live in the house. One of them is half jaguar and has like a furry face, cat eyes, and the other one is something else I can't remember. Then there's one running around that's mouth is full of teeth, and his teeth have to constantly be pulled or else they will pierce his skull. It's like a little house of horrors, and I'm loving it.
Akasha! Akasha beer! Akasha!
The daughter of Dr. Moreau is so good. I'm cooking cinnamon rolls. Let me show you. And I will always love you. Like gooey. Whew.
I love that iPhones have a pause function now.
So as of right now, I'm on page 162. I can't give as many updates about this book as I did Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling because I just realized it's called The Year of Falling because the book takes place over the span of a year where they slowly fall in love. I can't update as much because this book doesn't have that same amount of events as Reggie and Delilah. If I tell you the events of this book, it's going to spoil the plot. It's one of those books that takes place within, like, on the estate grounds. So in that sense, this book is very similar to her other book, where homegirl was trapped in the house the whole time. No, okay, let me think about it this way. It has the vibe of the gods and mythos story that she wrote. That one's my absolute favorite. It's got a little bit of Velvet Was the Night. It has that Vampires del Norte by, who wrote Del Norte? I think it was Isabel Cañas. I can't remember, but it has that vibe as well. I wish I could talk to y'all about this book without spoiling any of it, but it is dark, it is moody. It really, really has an incredible atmosphere. Now, there isn't, as far as romance goes, this is my favorite because it's just so subtle. It's so subtle. Carlotta, our female protagonist, she has a suitor who comes and he is courting her, but this suitor is very fanciful about other women as well. And then there is Montgomery, who is the man that works for the estate. And they just have a lot of tension between them, and not even sexual tension, just butting heads. And their relationship reminds me so much of the relationship in Vampires del Norte. And I really, really like that. I really like that. That relationship eventually bloomed into love. So I don't know where romance is going to go, if this book is going to get more romantic. I personally hope it doesn't because I'm really loving where it's sitting right now. You know, we don't love in this house. We love monsters, and there are a lot of monsters in this book. There's getting to be more action. I can tell that the monsters are thinking of running away, but they can't run away because they are reliant on the doctor's injections of them every single week, and without these injections, they'll die. I'm on page 163, as I've probably mentioned, which means there's like 304 páginas of this book. So about 150 pages left. Very, very exciting. Today is also Suki Sunday. Every single Sunday I celebrate mi mama. I do that by watching Supernatural with my patrons. It was her favorite TV show. So I'm really excited for this Suki Sunday. My best friend texted me happy Suki Sunday, and that just makes me really happy whenever somebody wishes me happy Suki Sunday. So yeah, okay. And then as you've seen, these are my cinnamon rolls. That's going to be my breakfast with some water. As you can tell, my allergies are acting up, so I need to take some medication. I'm probably going to have to neti pot. I'm going to try and finish this book before Suki Sunday starts at 2 p.m. We'll see. high-key hate that this even needs to be said, but I really love that there is a moment where Montgomery could take advantage of Carlotta's weaknesses, like vulnerability rather, and have sex with her. And he decides not to. She kind of gets her heart broken, and he knows that the reason that she wants to have sex with him is because she just suffered a recent heartbreak. And he was like, You'll share yourself with me for the span of an hour, and then what? I'm 2 paces from loving you, 2 paces from having my heart destroyed, because you are not going to love me back. And when you leave me, like a ship run aground, you won't care. It's not because you'll be cruel, it's because it's the way of the world. So if you want me, you'll have to say you love me and make a liar of yourself. And they agree to be friends. I love that shit. Fire. There's currently a conspiracy happening, and there may be an escape happening, who knows? But I'm really enjoying it. I have Suki Sunday shortly in 10 minutes. So I'm going to see how far I can read in that time. I'm on page 233, and there is 300 pages. So I've got 70 pages to go.
I'm in hell.
Writing-wise, was not expecting this. Really enjoying the story. Writing-wise, it's enjoyable. I like the plot. Homie's getting blackmailed right now. It's exciting. I'm fully invested. Spice-wise, romance-wise, very cringy. 0 peppers. My vagina detaches and crawls away every time I have to read a sex scene between Joe and Mary Kay. Yesterday was completely dead. There were 2 dances all night. I did 1 dance and another dancer did 1 dance. Stage was consistent though, and the gentleman that I did a dance with tipped me well, so that was really nice. Now I am headed to the cafe. I have not gotten a chance to go to my favorite cafe and work on Suddenly in Love in a while, so I'm gonna go. I'm excited. There's a lot that I want to write for the book. I haven't read any more of the book I'm currently reading, which is the 3rd book in the You series, and that really sucks because it's so good, but the sun is out, and I know that tonight is going to make up for last night. Tonight is the last day of dancer camp, as I like to call it. I feel like my nose is running. I just love these nails. Okay, I'm gonna go work on my book. Today was wonderful. I went to my favorite cafe, worked on Suddenly in Love, got a lot written. It was amazing, and now I have about 10 minutes to change and clock in for work. I'm so frustrated. I am so frustrated. On the next funking page, it proceeded to get more frustrating. This book managed to become more frustrating on the next. Sup?
I don't know why, but I really wanted to do that.
The pups sitting on the rugs that are about to be washed. I am here with an exciting but devastating bookish update. All I wanted was a burrito. I was on the fence about whether I should pick up a burrito for lunch, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I took Akasha and I forgot my phone. Leading to the phone being stolen, we used Find My iPhone, me and a friend, and it tracked us to a person. We had a very awkward interaction. And when he finally pulls his phone out of his pocket, it looks like this. Screen is completely broken. It won't let me type in my passcode, which means I lost all of the footage of me completing The Doctor of Dr. Moreau and starting You Love Me.
Oh my God.
And then I also lost all of the footage of an entire fluffy romance book.
Oh my God, where's the book?
Great, I can't find the book, but it was like Summer and Spice or something. And that footage was a ride. I had an experience with that book. The level to which I was not enjoying that story had me ready to just cancel this entire vlog because I didn't want to read a single page of romance. Spoiler alert, I ended up giving that book 5 stars. So what I'm gonna do, because that footage is actually really valuable, valuable to me, and I was really proud of it, is when I end up getting this phone fixed, which is gonna cost $400.
I quite simply have more important things to spend $400 on.
So unfortunately, y'all gonna have to wait for that footage, but I ultimately decided to just give y'all an update. So this is not a romance. I would call this an anti-romance, and you'll see why in the vlog. I ended up giving this between 4 and 5 stars. The peppers, 0. The writing, phenomenal. The mechanics of the story, phenomenal. Character work, all of that. Then there's this book, which I genuinely don't know how to rate it, because I've always said that if a book causes an intense emotional reaction, then I typically relate it. I typically rate the book high, because the author did their job, right? The author made me feel things. I hated this book, but I also loved it because I was gripped. The spice level, I'm gonna give a 0, because he kept saying that her vagina was a Murakami, and that her happy spot on the vagina was, what was it? A lemon head. And he would be like, I touch your Murakami, and then I lick your lemon head. Like,
I don't even want to talk about it.
Writing wise, I gotta give it to her. She's a phenomenal writer. I'm entertained, so I don't even know what to rate that. I hope y'all enjoyed this vlog as much as I enjoyed filming it, because dead ass, I had a great time. I also had a terrible time. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. My next vlog is going to be me reading horror with a focus on Black girls. So I'm very, very excited. All my links are down below, and I'll see you in my next one.